Hey y'all, welcome to our first episode of Life in the Florida Keys. My name is Lucas Rowell and I am your host. Very excited to be coming to you live today from the beautiful Florida Keys. So what are we going to cover today? Today we're going to jump into where are the Florida Keys located, where do they stop, where do they end, are they segmented up, and what are the things that you need to know before choosing the island that you and your family decide to live at. All right, we're going to jump right into that, but before we do, make sure that you hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell so you know whenever we have new content coming out about life here in the beautiful Florida Keys. My first introduction to the Florida Keys was back in 2006 when I got stationed here right out of boot camp. I know, absolutely terrible, right? On the USCG Mohawk. That was based right there out of Key West. We left, we got restationed, but shortly after I got out of the Coast Guard, my family and I, we moved back here, and we have been living here ever since. The Florida Keys is undeniably one of the most beautiful places in the world with crystal clear waters, incredible sunsets, beautiful coral reefs. This is absolutely the paradise that you want to be in if you like anything to do with outdoor activities, boating, fishing, diving, scuba diving, free diving, spearfishing, anything to do with the water and outdoors. This is your place. Each key offers something different, but equally magical. So let's jump right in and take a look at where are the Florida Keys located. Located just off the southern tip of Florida, the Keys stretch everywhere from Key Largo all the way down to the Dry Tortugas, which is a total of 180 miles. Now don't worry, you're not going to have to research through hundreds of islands. There's actually only 43 of the islands that are inhabited. And what we've done is we've broken those into groups, so we're going to dive right in and let's talk about the different groups of the Keys. The group of islands furthest north are called the Upper Keys, and the Upper Keys span from North Key Largo down to Islamorada. You then have the Middle Keys, which is Layton to Marathon, and then of course the southernmost Keys, and that is from Big Pine to Key West. The Upper Keys span 38 miles from Key Largo to Lower Pennekamp. This includes Key Largo, Tavernier, and Islamorada. What you'll find is this is a very popular tourist destination, being its proximity to the mainland as well as the Miami airport. You'll find a lot of day trippers that come down to get their slice of paradise before having to go back home. One of the things that people really do like about the Northern Keys, we do have the deeper canals here. You have access to one of the largest living coral reefs in North America. And if you're an avid fisher like myself, the great thing about it is you can be flats fishing in the morning and then you can actually head out into the ocean and you can do deep water in the afternoon. So the proximity for having access to a lot of ocean activities are right there at your fingertips. Key Largo is the largest of all the keys. It's 30 by 15 with about 9,600 residents. It is the self-proclaimed dive capital of the U.S. with one of the largest living coral barrier reefs right offshore. And because the barrier reef is so close, this attracts thousands of eco-tourists, divers, and fishermen every single year. Key Largo is also home to John Pennekamp State Park, which consists of 70 nautical miles of beautiful, pristine Atlantic waters. Incredible opportunity for those who like to get out and enjoy the outdoors and kayak, paddleboard, scuba, snorkel, and all the wonderful outdoor activities in between. Let's jump into the next island in the Florida Keys, Tavernier. So those that are choosing to live in Tavernier, many of the same reasons as Key Largo. What you will find is Tavernier is a little bit quieter, okay? You've got less folks from the mainland traveling down that far. You also have deeper canals, and if in fact you are a family and schools are important to you, Tavernier houses the only high school for the Upper Keys. So if you're in Key Largo, Tavernier, or Islamorada, that's where your kids are going. And also it has the only hospital that's located in the Upper Keys. Next in the chain is Islamorada. Islamorada is made up of 6 villages with a total population of 7,075. You'll find a variety of different living, from condos to single-family homes to enormous estates. There is something for everyone here in Islamorada. It's a much slower paced type of place. It's touted as a sport fishing capital of the world. What you will find is in Islamorada, the price of real estate is a little bit higher than the rest of the Upper Keys. It's actually one of the most expensive keys in the Upper Keys to purchase in. You also have an incredible park. So if you're part of and you live in Islamorada, you're able to utilize Founders Park free of cost, which is really incredible. You have a lot of sport fields there for the kids to play on. You've got pools, tennis courts, you have a marina, a beach, really a lot of incredible activities to, again, just get out, explore, enjoy, and be merry. All right, now let's chat about the Middle Keys. So the Middle Keys span, again, from Layton to Marathon. So Marathon is dead center of the Keys. You're about an hour at that point to Key West, or an hour back to Key Largo. For families moving here, Marathon is a great location. You do have a high school, you have a smaller private airport as well. So a lot of folks like having access to that. And then you also have Sombrero Beach, which is absolutely incredible. Sandy, beautiful beach right here in the Florida Keys. Overall, if you like fishing, again, you're going to hear me say again, Marathon is an incredible place to be. And after a long day of being out fishing, diving, enjoying being out in the sun, you have some incredible different arrays of food, from everything from funky sunset waterfront spots to beautiful, elegant restaurants, to a place that you can just walk in with the sandals and sand and, you know, the seaweed still hanging off you. So it is incorporated, which provides a unique opportunity for those that are looking to maybe own a vacation home and do some short-term rental. It is one of the only keys that you are able to do short-term rentals. So up in Northern Keys, for instance, you have to do at least a 28-day minimum. So that is something that some families take into account when they're looking to purchase a second home or a vacation home down here in the Florida Keys. Let's dive into the Lower Keys. The Lower Keys span 35 miles from Big Pine Key to Key West. In Big Pine, you will find a much slower pace of life. You're going to see that the lots for the properties are much, much larger. There's a lot of green space. You have the Key Deer Animal Refuge here, where you're going to find the only place in the world that has key deer, which are these little tiny deer, much smaller than the size deer you'll find anywhere else. So that's kind of neat. And again, those that are looking for more of that laid back, very slow pace, with a lot more privacy, this is one of the only keys where you're going to find that. Another unique island is Summerland. So what you'll find with Summerland is you have much wider canals. You have flow-through culverts that are going to help avoid stagnant water and seagasm ending up, blocking up at the ends of the canals. You're also going to find that Summerland was the first trendsetter for the knockdown and rebuild movement here in the Keys. So you're going to find there's a lot larger homes, bigger lots, and more beautiful new properties when you are looking for real estate here in the Florida Keys. Now, from Summerland traveling south, you're going to have Cujo, Sugarloaf, Saddle Bunch, Big Coppet, Stock Island, and of course, wonderful Key West. Key West is one of the most populated islands in the Florida Keys for good reason. Nightlife, boating, tourism, anything that you want, you've got it there when it comes to small island living with a twist. It's historical, it's eclectic. You have lots of different festivals that are constantly going on. You have Mallory Square. There's just so much to explore in Key West We're going to do a video just on Key West so we can give you everything to do down there, but it just has a lot going on. You'll find the hospital, you'll find a high school, and the largest airport in the Florida Keys. So if you're looking for somewhere that's a little faster paced in the Keys, it's a really neat place to be. All right, so after that, you're probably asking yourself, where should myself and my family settle in the Florida Keys? Each one of the Keys are very similar, but have their own nuances that make them just a little bit different. But at the end of the day, you know, you should be looking at what is it that my family likes to do in their spare time, right? How close do I need to be to medical facilities? How close do we need to be to the schools? You know, do we want something that's a little bit more fast-paced, or do we want slower, laid back? You know, those are the types of things you want to be asking yourself. If you are interested in finding out more about the Florida Keys, living here, please, please, please do not hesitate to comment below. We are active in our comments. Feel free to call, text, email. I'm a licensed real estate broker down here, and we'll be happy to chat with you more about what it's like to live down here, the activities, and make sure you tune in. Again, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that bell so you can be notified when we have new videos coming in. We are going to be deep diving into everything that is Florida Keys so that you can live through the eyes of a local and understand what it looks like to be here. And even if you can't make it down, just enjoy the beautiful sights that the Keys has to offer. So until next time, my name is Lucas Rowell signing off, wishing you incredible life and looking forward to sharing our slice of paradise here in the Florida Keys.